Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Greece Public Library Book Break podcast. September is always an exciting month here at GPL because it's Library Card Sign-Up Month. And this year, our celebration is extra special. Our theme is Greece Public Library is the GOAT. The greatest of all time. So we are going to have live goats to pet. Llama Llama character visit, airbrush tattoos, giveaways, crafts, snacks for all.
Bingo. You can win lots of prizes at bingo, books and tote bags and all sorts of good things. And when is this happening?
It is happening Saturday, September 20th from 11 to 1. And you don't have to register. You can just drop on in.
Yep. So you definitely want to come and see all of us and pet the goats, the therapy dogs. It's going to be a good time.
That's right. So today, Molly is my guest, and we are going to talk about some of our greatest of all time reads. And we're also going to share one that has been hanging out on our list in shame that we haven't read, that we feel we should read. And we're going to make a pledge to read it? Is that what we're going to do here?
At least one of them, yes.
Okay.
Because there's one that we both want to read. So.
All right. So
this would be the boat episode.
What does that mean?
You said best of all time?
The greatest of all time.
Goat.
The goat episode.
Yes, but you just said best of all time. So it's the boat episode.
We're just trying to
But we don't
vary
have
our
boat, Sean.
vocabulary.
We've got goats.
I think I like boat better.
All right.
No, goats. It's all about the goats this month.
Very good.
All right. So when we say goat, a few titles come to mind immediately, either classics, usually modern masterpieces that kind of shape how we feel about literature. Maybe we've read them multiple times. So
Or times, as the case may be.
I'm going to talk about one I have read, and I've read it several times, and probably will read it again, is Kindred by Octavia Butler. And for me, this one never loses its power. It's about Dana, a modern-day black woman. She's celebrating her 26th birthday with her new husband when she is snatched abruptly from her home in California and transported to the antebellum South. So Rufus, the white son of a plantation owner, is drowning, and Dana has been summoned back through time to actually save him. So, Dana is drawn back repeatedly. Of course, each time gets more dangerous, and you understand the connection between why she's going back and her present day family. But I love this book. It really got me interested in the concept of time travel in reading. You know, that's kind of one of my favorite little micro genres, if you will. And I really want to read it again because I just listened to a book on audio. It's called Positive Obsession, The Life and Times of Octavia E. Butler by Professor Susanna M. Morris. And just hearing about how she came to write this book and her journey as a writer has made me more interested in reading her books. So
No, I have never read this one. It's not all that old, is it? Is it like, I want to say 20 years old? I'm guessing.
I'm thinking 70s, early 80s,
Oh,
maybe?
so it is quite a bit older than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she died, I believe, in the early 2000s. She died,
okay.
She was like only in her 50s, I believe, when she died. So also wrote Parable of the Sower, which I've read and think about that one a lot too.
Yeah, I've never read anything by her, and I should.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me to when I was getting ready for this episode, you know, I looked through different lists. There's the best 100 books of the 21st century with the New York Times and the PBS classic book lists. And I discovered that I haven't read quite a few of them. I've read, you know, The Great Gatsby and Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights and Catcher in the Rye, that type of thing. And trying to think of one that really shaped me or left an impression on me. I could not find one of those types of books, so I'm not sure what that says about me or the education that I received. So I decided to talk about my personal greatest of all time book, which you may or may not have heard of. It is Emily of New Moon. It's by L.M. Montgomery, who is the author of Anne of Green Gables. And most folks, love Anne of Green Gables, which I also did. I liked all 8 of those books. But Emily of New Moon was my favorite book of all time.
Nice.
It was published about 100 years ago. It was one of the author's later books. Kind of has similar themes of Anne of Green Gables. It's about an orphan girl named Emily, set on Prince Edward Island. She has to go live with kind of her prickly Aunt Elizabeth and Aunt Laura and Cousin Jimmy. But Anne of Green Gables is more optimistic and kind of sunny, and Emily is a little bit darker and has some more problems to deal with. And actually the author based a lot of the character of Emily on herself. It's kind of autobiographical, and it was her favorite book that she wrote. It's a trilogy, and I've read it numerous times over my life. And so if you liked Anne of Green Gables, you might want to check it out.
Well, one thing you and I were talking about earlier is a lot of people assume librarians all majored in English, and we've read all these books, and I was a finance major. You were environmental science.
Yeah, environmental conservation.
Yeah, so not everybody comes to librarianship through the same path, so we may or may not have read all of the books.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the War and Peace or
Yeah.
Ulysses or any of that. So,
Well, the goat that I haven't read yet that I actually do want to read is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is supposed to be a love story, an adventure, an epic of the frontier. I think it was a Pulitzer Prize winner.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe so. The grandest novel ever written about the last defiant wilderness of America. So this one has been on my list for so long. I think the size of it scares me, and I keep thinking, wow, this is going to be an investment of time. Goodreads, 4.57 average rating with over 200,000 ratings. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you ever read this?
Yeah.
Would-
I come back to this one occasionally. When I
Okay.
feel like I've had enough of society, I go to this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I read it when I was very young, like 10, 12, probably shouldn't have been reading it. I don't remember anything about it, but I'm fairly certain that I did read it, and this is the one that I've been seeing it a lot on TikTok recently, you know, showing up like, this is my favorite book ever. It's kind of has some renewed buzz to it.
A
And
renaissance, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a Pulitzer Prize winner of 86, and it's
Okay.
book 3 of 4.
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
86. So yeah, I would have been about 12, and so I think that's when I read it.
Okay.
Don't have any recollection of it. So this one has been on my list as well. So I think Claire and we're going to read it.
Okay. All right. We're going to make a pledge.
Okay.
Sometime in 2026, we're going to report back.
Yes.
Sean's going to quiz us.
Yeah.
I'll read it too.
Yeah.
Make sure that we read it. The one that, the goat that I want to read is only about 3 years old. It is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, and I feel like everyone has read it except for me. This one has a 4.47 star rating on Goodreads, so not quite as good as Lonesome Dove, but I think there was over 700,000
Wow.
yes, reviews. I hope I'm not misquoting that, but I looked today, and it was a lot of people have read it. So I am not one of them, so I have never read anything by that author, so I want to get to that one too. You've read
Yeah.
that one, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I will say the audiobook is excellent too. The narrator was really, really good.
I think
Perfect
that's
accents.
on Hoopla, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no excuse for me not to
Yeah.
have done it.
All right, so we're going to kind of change direction a little bit and talk about some books that we've read recently and loved. The first one I'm going to talk about, this one I also did on audio. It was on Hoopla. It's called Beasts of a Little Land by Juhia Kim. It's a debut novel. It is an epic story of unrequited love, desperate poverty, and the brutality of the Japanese occupation of Korea. So there are some violent descriptions in this book. So that's something to be a warning for those of you that don't like that type of thing. But I found the characters to be very believable and interesting, and the way that the families kind of threaded in each other's lives was really interesting to me. There is a young woman who her parents sell her into a courtesan school, which is similar to like a Japanese geisha, but not quite. And she meets a young man who is poverty-stricken, kind of like the head of a street gang, and their lives kind of intertwine throughout the years. But I would say if you like The Island of Sea Women by Lisa C., probably Pachinko, and that's another one that I haven't read.
Yeah, I haven't read that one either, and I want to. That was my second choice of which ones to.
Right.
Claire and I have some reading to do.
Yeah, we got some reading to do. You will find out a lot about what happens to the characters and a lot about the Japanese occupation of Korea, which I really didn't know that much about. So I thought it was very interesting. What do you got for us?
One that I just read that I enjoyed is called Bug Hollow by Michelle Huneven. Not sure how to pronounce that. It was published fairly recently. It's shown up on some of the best of the summer lists, I think New York Times and Oprah's best summer books. So it's getting a little bit of recognition. And it's a multi-generational family story, spans about 40 or 50 years. It's not a real long book. It's about 275 pages. I think if you like authors like Ann Tyler or Elizabeth Strout, you may enjoy this book. So it starts off through the viewpoint of the youngest character, whose name is Sally. She's 8 years old, and we're in 1970s California, and learning about the Samuelson family. So we have Phil, the dad, who's kind of the warm, nurturing parent, and Sybil, the mother, who's a little more prickly, emotionally distant, drinks a little too much. Their son, Ellis, he's 17, and he is the golden boy of the family. He just graduated high school, got a baseball scholarship, all A's, never given anyone a problem.
I hate him already.
Yeah. And then Katie's the middle daughter, and she's kind of a grumpy teenager. So it starts off, Ellis just graduated high school. He's going on a road trip with a couple of his buddies up the California coast. Supposed to be gone a week. The week goes by. Ellis doesn't come back. His friends come back, and they let Ellis's parents know that he's okay. He doesn't really want to tell you exactly where he went. He fell in love with a girl on the beach and is now living in this kind of hippie commune in Northern California called Bug Hollow. But not going to tell you where.
Oh, dear.
That doesn't go over well. So the choices that Ellis made that summer have ripple effects across all the characters' lives. So the rest of the book kind of jumps through time, through the decades. You see the viewpoint of all the different characters at different times in their lives, as well as, you know, the family members, and then some other characters that are a little surprising. And I thought it was interesting how they all, you know, kind of connected, and the decisions that he made.
Nothing like some family drama.
It was family drama, yes. Yes.
All right. So sometimes I like to break out of my comfort zone and read something totally different. I'm normally like a big historical fiction, mystery. I like a lot of memoirs. But I read something I liked that was fantasy. It's called Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is kind of a fairy tale retelling of Snow White a little bit. It involves a princess, it involves poison apples, magic mirrors, and a poison healer named Anja, who specializes in treating poison patients. She is summoned by the king to treat his daughter Snow, who is just slowly languishing and has like a mysterious illness that no one can figure out. So Anja travels to the castle under like a pair of armed guards and attempts to find out like what is going on with this princess. You know, is she being poisoned? So she finds out, she trips and falls through a mirror by accident. So of course you kind of have almost like a Alice in Wonderland type thing going on a little bit. She discovers another world and, of course, a sinister plot. So I enjoyed this one. I thought it read pretty quickly. And I especially liked there is a mysterious cat, this one's for you, that is in the story named Grayling, who kind of gives her clues and also can go back and forth between this mirror world. So I like the cat a lot. I like animals in books. Talking animals is great, you know? So, yeah, I thought that one was really entertaining and something different for me.
Yeah, you usually don't read fantasy all that much.
No.
Yeah. Okay, well, my book does not have a talking cat, but it does have a very rare snail named Lefty that is a pretty big part of the book. I think there's even a few short chapters told from Lefty's point of view. So what is this book that I'm talking about? It is called Enling by Maria Riva. It was just published in July, and it's been it's on the long list for the Booker Prize for Best English Fiction in UK and Ireland. So it's definitely getting some buzz, and it's the debut novel of the author. She's a Canadian author who was born in Ukraine. So our setting is 2022 in Ukraine, and one of the main characters is named Yiva, and she is this maverick scientist who has taken an RV and outfitted it with all sorts of scientific equipment, a traveling lab, and she travels around the countryside trying to save endangered snails. She has Lefty the snail with her, and he is one of the last of his species, and she is trying to find Lefty a mate so that this snail species can continue on. So Eva is a little bit of an odd character, and the way she finances all these scientific experiments and traveling around the country is by being, she moonlights on romance tours, which basically is the mail order bride industry where Western men travel to Ukraine in hopes of finding kind of the perfect Ukrainian bride, and that's how she makes her money to do this.
This is right up Molly's alley. All the quirkiest themes and characters.
Yes, it's got dark humor. A snail named Lefty. Come on.
Yeah.
It's great. So, of course, Eva has no intention of marrying anyone, really, but especially not a Western guy looking for the perfect bride. But that's how she earns money. Now, the author had the whole thing plotted out and how she wanted this story to go, you know, with the dark humor, but it also has some serious aspects when in real life the Ukraine-Russian war began.
Oh, dear.
And the author has a lot of friends and family still back in Ukraine, and so she states that she stopped writing this book for a while. It's kind of like she was writing this book about snails and the bridal industry, and now everything was being destroyed in real time, and she didn't know how to handle the situation in general in real life, but also in this book. So at that point, after she wasn't writing it for a while, she came back to it and she changed like the entire structure of the novel, and she introduced some like metafictional aspects where she inserts herself into the narrative, like the author breaks the fourth wall, and kind of changed the whole book. So it was very interesting, and like you say, unique. You know, we had the snails and the war, and there's a lot of feminist aspects. And then she did this kind of cool structural thing, and it's one of those books where you're like, oh wow, this author is really smart, and like she pulled it off. I really thought it was good. It's one that I'll remember.
Right.
Like I enjoyed Bug Hollow. It was a good book, but if you ask me, you know, in 6 months what it was about, I'll be like, oh, family? Whereas I will remember Lefty the Snail.
Yeah. Wow,
So.
interesting.
Yeah.
So the last thing we're going to do is talk about some books that we're looking forward to, give you a little bit of a fall preview. We are packing a lot in this episode. So the first title that I cannot wait to read is called Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. It's a debut novel, another big family saga story set in Bonham, Ohio. So 2 families, 40 years, a secret that changes everything. You know how I love a good secret. It's a small town novel, epic proportions, and it's talking about these 2 families, and it kind of goes from World War II through, I believe, the Vietnam War. So 2 families, 40 years. And the description, first of all, it was a Jenna's book club pick,
Yeah.
which I always seem to gravitate towards her picks for some reason. I like family sagas. And the characters were described as flawed but lovable characters. I like that. So recommended for lovers of Ann Patchett, you know, my all-time
your
favorite, Ann Napolitano and Chris Whitaker, all of whom I have read books and really liked. So really, I like reading a debut too, so I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, that one I've seen quite a bit about, and my copy just came in today.
I know you beat me on the holds list, and I'm not too happy about that.
Oh, no, maybe
Yep.
I should let you read it first.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I'll do the supreme sacrifice, Molly.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. No, that sounds like a good one. One that I'm looking forward to is being published at the end of October. It is called Wreck by Catherine Newman.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The sandwich
Yep,
lady.
yep.
Yeah.
So this is a sequel to a book I know a lot of people read last year called Sandwich, which I enjoyed. I didn't think it was perfect. The character was, the main character is named Rocky, menopausal woman who in the last book in Sandwich was on vacation, Cape Cod, was it?
Yeah, in the town of Sandwich.
Yes. Okay.
Sandwich between her children and her parents.
Yes, so
Yeah.
she has the young adult children and the elderly parents. Kind of had some funny, realistic scenes. I know you read it, Claire, and we talked about how this character was a little irritating and whiny.
Yeah, she was a bit over the top for me, but
Yeah.
but a lot of people love this book.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was a little irritated that I didn't think her life was that bad for her to be whining about it. She was on her annual vacation, you know. Everything sounded fine.
Yeah.
But I liked it well enough and the author's style of writing that I want to read the sequel. And the sequel takes place 2 years after the events of Sandwich. They're not on vacation. Now they're at home in Massachusetts and how they're dealing with life now. So I'm interested to see, because I liked a lot of Sandwich. I'm interested to see if
I'm kind of worried about how her life is going with that title.
Wreck, well,
Yeah,
you know,
not great.
If things are going well, nobody wants to read about it. You know. It's too boring.
All right, my next one is, you know me, I love a good mystery. This one's called The Wasp Trap by Mark Edwards. And it is set in a dinner party in beautiful Notting Hill townhouse, turning into a sinister game as 6 old friends are forced to spill their darkest secrets or else.
Oh, boy.
So 6 friends reunite in London to celebrate the life of their recently deceased ex-employer, a professor that brought them together in 1999 to help build a dating website based on psychological testing. But what is meant to be a night of bittersweet nostalgia soon becomes a twisted and deadly game. Oh, what fun.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but I don't think it was supposed to be funny.
I know.
Sorry.
Well, sometimes they're campy, so they are funny.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what this one looks like. It's either going to be really stupid and I'm not going to finish it, or else I'll love it. So,
What was it called again?
The Wasp Trap,
Okay.
like WASP.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, another one that is coming out this fall, actually just came out at the beginning of September, that I am looking forward to reading, also sitting on my desk. But now I feel like I have to read the book
Well, maybe I will take Buckeye from you then.
Yeah, because this one that I am looking forward to reading is 912 pages. It is The Hallmarked Man by Robert Galbraith, which is the pen name of J.K. Rowling of
Right.
Harry Potter fame. So this is the 8th book in the Cormoran Strike series. So I have read thousands of pages in this series. 912 pages is not the longest one in the series.
No, that
Sometimes
woman
they're-
needs an editor really badly. I gave up on that series.
Yes, she does need an editor, but I continue to read them because I must know, when are the two characters, the private detective Cormoran Strike and his partner Robin Ellicott, finally going to get together. Like,
Well-
that is why I'm reading these books.
You made me glad that I stopped reading, because I probably stopped reading at book 4 because I was reading for the same reason, and I'm just like, all right, I'm done with you people. Go ahead, get together, see if I care. I've wasted enough pages on you.
There's always a mystery, obviously, and this one is no different. I think 4 people, they're trying to figure out why 4 people are dead. There's like Masonic temples and secrets and all sorts of things. The last book, number 7, was set in a cult, which I think was the best book. I think you should read it.
Okay, maybe I'll
But,
have to jump back in.
I just enjoy this series. Usually by the end, there's been so many characters and suspects introduced, I can't keep them straight. I don't really care who did it, but what happened with Robin and Cormoran. And this is such a slow burn romance. Just to give you an idea, books 1 and 2, they start working together. Maybe there's feelings. Book 3, Strike kisses Robin's hand. That's it. Book 4, they share a lingering hug. Book 5, and we're talking like 1,000 pages every single book. Book 5, they almost kiss, but they pull away at the last minute because,
Do you see why I stopped reading this book?
they pull away at the last minute. Do I really want to get... Book 6, I can't remember if anything happened, but book 7 ended on a relationship cliffhanger. I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe book number 8.
It's going to be the one.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
All right.
I'm going to read it.
Enjoy those 1,000 pages or
I
900
will.
pages.
I'll turn over
Better you
Buckeye
than
to
me.
you, which it seems like that's about a 500 page.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of
so.
a chunk, too. All right. So we will be wrapping up and hope to see you at our Love Your Library event on September 20th.
Yep,
And
Saturday.
celebrate all the ways that GPL is the GOAT. And coming in October, my coworker Rebecca wants to talk about horror. So Claire doesn't do horror. So Rebecca's going to be talking horror. I'm probably going to find some cozy mysteries or something to talk about. So,
Okay, well, thanks.
yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Book Break is a production of the Greece Public Library, made possible through the support of the Friends of the Greece Public Library. Theme music composed and performed